Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This is my review of season 1, episode 11 of Love and Marriage DC. This is the reunion, part 1 of the reunion. Let me start off and say everybody looks absolutely phenomenal. Everybody looks fabulous. Monique with her purple dress with the split all the way up to the side. I think that is so nice. Ashley in her green dress with the feathers. And then Irena with the shoulders and her yellow dress. I think it's beautiful. Winter had on a red dress. Her dress is okay. She still looked beautiful. I liked her shoes and everything. The all red was really nice. But everybody for season number 1, for all of them to look like that, everybody looks gorgeous. Everybody. And that's just the sentiments of the DMV area, you know? We know how to, we get it right, okay? The fashions are on point here, I must say. The fashions are on point here, so everybody looks gorgeous. So the episode starts out with Chris and Monique reflecting on how they were on the show. And Chris acknowledges that the flaws and everything that Monique has been trying to express to him over the years, the 10-year span, he finally got a chance to see himself when he was being filmed, and he's willing to correct his flaws and everything that Monique was talking about. And Monique says that, it was kind of hard. It's kind of hard trying to express yourself as a wife, and people think that it's nagging and, she doesn't feel heard because it comes off as her nagging. But when she cries, then Chris is more, susceptible to listening to her. And it shouldn't be that way. You should be able to express yourself before you get to the point to where you just feel like you just have to cry it out, and your husband should listen. So they were talking about that, and I think they kind of understand each other at this point, and they both see each other in a different way based on the show. I mean, on the other show, that was mainly about Monique hanging out with other women and everything. But on this show, it's showing Chris and Monique together as a couple. And so they can see how they are towards each other. And I think that they're going to work on that. DJ Quicksilver opens up about how he, and like other black men, was not able to express himself emotionally growing up. And Ashley has taught him that he needs to be, he should show his emotions a little more. And he is very appreciative of Ashley for doing that, because he said his mom passed away when he was 10. He was shot at 13. He almost died. And then his dad passed away at 18. And to not be able to express your emotions in a time of such grief, and you holding that in, that's not healthy. And so he's learned over the years how to be more expressive and not bottle so much stuff in. And that Ashley is also doing a good job, and Quick, with their son. He didn't make the basketball team, and the son wanted to cry. He was about to cry, and Quick said he almost told his son, you don't need to cry, don't worry about it, you need to man up and everything. But then he caught himself and just let his son express himself at that time and let him know, it's okay. Quick said he didn't want to cry in front of him, but inside he wanted to cry. So now he knows what it's like to express himself. Because can you imagine somebody walking around with both of their parents passing away at such a young age and not being able to express the emotions that are inside of their body? That's a huge weight on somebody's shoulder, a huge weight that he's probably been carrying around for years. So I'm glad that Ashley has, let him know that. And and DJ Quicksilver said that, he could express himself in front of Ashley, but it's just like outside people, he wasn't able to do it. But now, he's changed and he's able to be more expressive. Ashley expresses that she got married at a really young age, 21, and she was not able to hang out. Like, her friends went to college and everything. She had to be home with the kids, raise her children, be DJ Quick's motivator and everything. And she fell into a depression, and she would overcompensate for her friends, family, or for her children, for her husband. And she was diagnosed with depression, but she did not go and get treatment for depression. And so, me as an outsider looking in, I see how, Ashley is very happy at this moment. She's on a show. She's written a book. You can tell that even though they probably still have some, issues in their marriage, like all marriages probably have issues, but you can tell. And she even said that now she's out of DJ Quick's shadow and she's able to do more and more things that she wants to do, because now, her kids are a little older. I'm pretty sure in the beginning when they were babies, she said she wanted to take a classes in the evening, but she couldn't because they were like, well, who's going to watch the kids? And so she had to do it. But now that her kids are a little older, she's able to probably do more things that she really wants to do and focus on Ashley. So she's happy about that. And DJ Quicksilver seems to be happy about that as well. And Carlos asked her if she could do it all over again, would she marry Quick at 21? And she says no, she would not. She said she would marry him at a later age, but she would not marry him at age 21 because she just felt that was too young and she gave up a lot of things. So Carlos asks Irena, does she feel like she's in a controlling marriage? And Irena answers and says she doesn't feel like, she said in the beginning, she felt like Jamie was controlling as far as the finances. She didn't have a social life. It was just with Jamie. But now she speaks up for herself. Jamie says that the reason why he controlled the finances was because Irena had a spending habit. So he paid all the credit cards off, and basically he was monitoring the credit cards and everything because she didn't know how to manage her money. He also says that he created Irena and the boss that she is. And Irena agreed with him and said, yes, I do believe that he created me. Now, I don't know if created is a good word. I wouldn't have used that word. I would have probably said helped her, get a hold of her finances and become more responsible or something like that. But to say created, I don't think that's the right word to use, because it's like you made that person and God makes everybody. Then they got in a situation where Jamie kind of pulled on Irena's face when they were talking about Winter at that event. And, Jamie and Irena are explaining it away and saying, he was just trying to, Irena saying he was just trying to get my attention. And Jamie is saying I didn't even, touch her that hard. I was just trying to get her attention because I knew she was about to, things were about to get out of control. And I'll say, and then Carlos asks Ashley, can DJ Quick put his hands on you like that? And Ashley's like, no, don't touch me. And DJ Quick's like, I would never touch her. And then Irena's like, it wasn't a hard grab. It was just like a movement. I think she's kind of missing the point. It was just in front of everybody. And, I try to refrain myself from using the word aggressive, but that was like a little aggressive to kind of like move her face. He could have just simply called her name and said, hey, let's just not talk about it. Let's just move on from it. He didn't have to kind of like grab her face when he did it. But Irena doesn't see anything wrong with it. Then Carlos asked the question, expressed that Jamie felt a little uncomfortable at the vegan dinner regarding Irena bringing up the past. And why do you feel like, you don't want Irena to bring up issues that you guys have had in the marriage? And Jamie explains that when you've been married for 26 years, you don't want to bring up old things that they've overcome, and it may affect both of them and they may go backwards. Unfortunately, this is the type of show where you discuss marital issues, and especially if they were in the past, the issues should be resolved. I don't think that this is a show for somebody who doesn't want to express what's going on in their marriage. You don't have to be detailed, but to not bring up anything as if your marriage is perfect and say, well, we just overcame, everything. That's not helpful to the other married couples or anybody that's single. You don't have to give all of the details, but if you don't want to say anything, no offense, but to be on Love and Marriage, I could see Irena probably being on Real Housewives of Potomac, because that's more focused on, the ladies and their issues and everything, not so much on the marriage. Not so, because everybody's not married on this. Giselle's not married. Who else is not married? Robin is not married. And so it's not just based on the marriage. You do talk about relationship issues, but not as much as Love and Marriage. And if you're going to be on this show, you have to express yourself. You have to bring forth issues that you don't want to talk about. It's only right, because that's what you were hired to do. And Jamie had said previously he did it because Irena wanted to do the show. She wanted to be on, so he, was doing what his wife wanted to do. But it's not going to work out if you're not going to express and talk about things that is going on and has gone on in your marriage. And I think Irena wants to be more expressive, but Jamie doesn't want to bring up anything. And it's probably because he doesn't want to look bad in front of people. He doesn't want to look bad, because it is national television. But this is not the show for you if you're not going to be forthcoming with information. And like I said, you don't have to give all of the details, but to contribute to the conversations. Ashley and DJ Quick, they said that they both cheated on each other. We don't know the details of it, but at least they let it be known. Yeah, this is what happened. and, we've moved forward. This is how we handle it, something like that. But they don't want to say anything to me. And even on the reunion, they're talking about more on here than they've talked about during the whole season. He talked about how 12 years ago, 3 men, Irena was talking to other men in her DM, and he didn't appreciate that. So you bringing up her Irena's issues. What was some of the issues she had with you? Bring up some of those issues. We don't know the details of it. Well, you did express it, but it can't be one-sided. If you're going to bring up something on her, she should be able to bring up something that you've done. Then Carlos asked Jamie, does he feel like Irena is painting him out to be a bad husband? And Jamie says yes. In a lot of the scenes, she is painting him out to be controlling, aggressive. And he refers back to when they were at the club for her best friend's event, and I think it was Jamie's event. When Irena arrived, Jamie was kind of yelling at her, and there was people outside and everything. Jamie says nobody was out there. But Jamie, that's not the point of the whole situation. Whether it was nobody out there or not, the way that Irena is saying that you were speaking to her shouldn't have happened. And DJ Quick gives his input and said he would never do that to Ashley. He would never correct her or vice versa in front of other people. And Jamie's like, well, she should have just did what I asked her to do. But Irena is not a child. She's an adult woman and your wife. And so, I think he's missing a point as far as the way that he's talked to her. It's not about who's outside. Even if you were at home, you just speak to people in a certain way. You don't have to take certain tones. And I think that he doesn't know how to, he's so used to speaking to Irena one way that he doesn't know how to turn it off. And so he's probably going to need help with the way that he communicates. He's going to have to actually seek out, some type of therapy to work through his problems, because that's not okay. It's not okay to speak to Irena that way. Nobody, for that matter, you should not speak to that way. It was so bad that Irena left for her best friend's party. So to me, that had to be something really, really hurtful and embarrassing to her. So she just left. So I think Jamie needs to take ownership and work on it. And he's trying to say that Irena is painting a picture of him being that way. She can't paint the picture of you being that way. You are, because you're on the show, you are painting a picture of yourself. You are who you are on the show. You're expressing yourself on the show. And from the viewer's point of view, you are expressing those things as being aggressive, controlling, and everything. So I think Jamie has to come to the realization that it's him, and he needs to work on the issues that he's having and why he's that way. Which I thought the healer talked to him about that. I think he needs to seek, maybe some therapy or something to work on it, if he wants to work on it. If not, that's between him and Irena. But if everybody is telling you this is the way that you are, I think he should kind of listen and, try to change his behavior. So then winter arrives, and the shoes are beautiful, I must say. The shoes are beautiful. And they start talking about how Winter says that she's a minister and she is a spiritual coach. She's a spiritual coach and a minister, not a relationship coach. But they play back in the scenes where she did say at the vegan dinner that she was a relationship coach. And Ashley brings it to her attention that she did say that she was a relationship coach. Winter says that, no, I'm a spiritual coach and a minister. This is the thing about Winter that I do not like. Ashley called her a hypocrite. You said you're a minister, you MBA, but Winter does not like to own the things that she says. I don't like that. You specifically said that you were a relationship coach. Ashley asked you, how are you a relationship coach? And when Ashley brought it to her, is bringing it to her attention on the reunion right now, she's saying, well, I didn't like your delivery. No, Winter, you don't get to change it. Now it's about delivery. No, you were saying Ashley was lying and saying that you said that you were a relationship coach and you didn't. You did say that. And so to be a minister and then to be a spiritual coach and you want to lie about things as small as that, are you really a minister and a spiritual coach? Or I'm not going to question if that is what you are. I'm going to question, is that the right thing to do as a spiritual coach and a minister? Not own what you said. And I don't like when people talk in circles. Oh, it's the delivery. Oh, you came at me aggressively. No. To Ashley's point, the delivery has nothing to do with it. I'm not saying that she should have been aggressive. What I'm saying is her delivery has nothing to do with you calling her a liar when you clearly stated that you were a relationship coach. That's the fact. That's what the discussion is about. You saying that you were not a relationship coach. Not the fact that Ashley was coming off to you being aggressive. And that's why Winter, I feel like it's fake and phony. I'm sorry. And I don't know any of these people on any of these shows. And I don't try to go too far with it because, I understand that it's a reality show. However, the fake and the phoniness that Winter brings, I don't like it. I feel like you should be forthcoming and truthful with the things that you are talking about on these shows. That makes the show, in my opinion. But when you backpedal and then you want to throw out these titles, MBA, minister, spiritual coach, that stuff is irrelevant if your character is not right. That's not good character. Because every time somebody say you said something, you deny it. You said it, Winter. And I don't appreciate that about her. I just really don't. And it's not funny. It's not entertaining to me because she talks in circles. So then Carlos asked Irena and Ashley, how does it feel to be called gutter Barbies? And especially when they were just expressing themselves about what Winter had said about their husbands. And Winter explains that at the juice bar, they said something negative about her ex-husband. And it's like, Winter, that was only in response to what you said about their husbands. And it's information that you said. You talked about your ex-husband having 2 kids, 2 outside children with the nanny. You said that, not them. And so to play like you the victim because you want to make names about their husbands. So they threw it right back at you. And you want to play victim. You're not a victim. You're not no victim. You're not a victim. You're not a victim, Winter. And that's another thing. I don't like that. They're saying it in response to what you said. And now she wants to take offense. They took offense. They took offense just as much as you took offense. She accused DJ Quicksilver of being a cheater, and Ashley told her, no, your husband is a cheater. I don't see where Winter is not understanding how she's saying the same thing that Ashley was saying. Ashley is responding to what you said about her husband. And then Winter said, well, though, that's the father of my kids. And Ashley's like, okay, so who is Quicksilver to my kids? Winter has to go. I'm sorry, Winter. So then Carlos asks Winter, does she know things about Quick and Jamie that Ashley and Irena doesn't know? And what propelled her to bring up that she knows rumors about them? And she answers yes. Ashley asks her what rumors, and she's saying, well, I'm not going to express what the rumors are because that's a level of low. No, the low, what's low is you saying that you know information and you're not saying what the information is. That's low. That's lower than you actually bringing the information forward. And that's why Ashley was well within her right when she said she didn't want to be Winter's friend and she didn't want to forgive her and everything. She was right, because Winter is not, to me, based on this show, based on what I've seen, I don't know her personally, but what I'm seeing on the show, she's the type of person that doesn't need to be around. And that's why I don't believe that having like a single person and then having all these married couples on the show is a good idea, because people like Winter, who's low, she's doing things to bring tension, additional tension in the marriages that could actually break up a marriage, ruin a marriage, and that's not cool, it's not funny, it's not good TV, not to me. Because these are people's this is their real lives. And she's sitting over there laughing and everything, and it's not funny. I don't think this was a good idea to bring Winter on the show, especially when she's not going to say it'd be different if she says what she actually knows. Maybe she doesn't want to reveal her source, but then they could defend what she's saying. But to not say anything, she's doing it to be spiteful and hurtful, and it's not a good look. It's not funny. It's not entertaining, and I don't appreciate it. I really don't. I don't consider this entertainment. And I don't think Winter should be back on the show, because you know how it felt when your husband had 2 kids with a nanny. That's probably very hurtful. But you're sitting there laughing and giggling. You're supposed to be a minister, and you're saying that you know things about their husbands, but you're not going to reveal it. I don't believe she knows anything. I think she's just trying to stir the pot, and that's really dangerous. I don't like it at all. It's very dangerous for her to do that. I don't appreciate it. I don't appreciate how the way the show ended and where it's going, and the things that Winter is saying and not saying. Yes, we have to wait and see what will happen in the next episode, but things are getting very heated, and I understand why they're upset. So if you like this audio, like, share, and subscribe, comment down below, and I'll see you guys in the next episode.